Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NXT Heatwave, and what a start we are about to have here in just a matter of moments, as it is El Grande Americano. He is in action against the original El Grande Americano. A part of this matchup will be officially seeing the start of a best-of-7 series between the El Grande Americanos. The winner will be the only El Grande Americano, with the loser having to unmask. And that is once we get to 4 wins in that best-of-7 series. Can't wait to see what the build-up is going to look like for the El Grande Americanos here. Certainly different styles of El Grande Americanos and what they bring to the Lucha Libre style, but certainly it seems like a lot of fans like this version of El Grande Americano besides the original. But we'll see how it all pans out here live tonight on this edition of NXT Heatwave. We want to welcome you to this grand event. We are live here in Lowell, Massachusetts for this big time event. Sold out venue for this NXT episode, or NXT representation of NXT Worlds Collide here at Heatwave, as there's the original El Grande Americano making his way down to the ring. Certainly in his style, he loves to hit those German suplexes as well as that flying headbutt. We'll see what it comes into play, and also that ankle lock can be deadly at times for this El Grande Americano. And like we mentioned, best of 7, first to 4 wins in this series. We'll see what the ending point is going to be between these two. Will it end at a pay-per-view? Will it end on an episode of NXT? I don't know, but this is certainly a good start for El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. And this original El Grande Americano has technically already defeated this newer version of El Grande Americano, but it did not start until just now. Here we go, referee starting the matchup, and look at this. Both men coming right out of the gate. We knew this matchup was going to be very physical. It's going to be all over the place. Certainly, El Grande Americano, he was fired up. He doesn't want this El Grande Americano to start throwing him around here. So, nice takedown there of the OG Americano. As now El Grande Americano going to work the head and neck area there, going to try to outclass the original. Now let's see what Americano can start doing here as he just stomped the face. I mean, that certainly could lead to a broken nose amongst other things here, as the OG's got to be careful. As now El Grande Americano with a nice springboard crossbody takes down the OG. Let's see if he can continue up this momentum. Here we go, pinfall opportunity early, but no, just a one count, pardon me. And as this matchup continues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great night of pro wrestling here, as we got representation from NXT, TNA, and AAA. This matchup right here is from the AAA brand, as these two continue to go at it here. We have TNA is in the house tonight, as Kurt Angle, the general manager for TNA, he is in the building tonight looking to make some announcements regarding the TNA roster. Very curious to see how that's going to pan out for him. As well as later on tonight, we still have plenty of NXT in-ring action, plus a AAA Mega Championship match. Is a nice springboard neck breaker there from El Grande Americano. Is this enough? No, just a 1 count as the matchup continues. But certainly a little bit of everything. We got Omos later on tonight in a NXT North American Championship match in a open challenge. So we'll see who steps up to the plate. TNA, AAA, NXT. Let's see who steps up to the plate. It's a nice punt kick there from El Grande Americano. He's building up that momentum. The OG's got to figure out something quickly. There's a big reversal here in the later stages of this matchup. Also a big-time NXT Women's Championship match as Natalya takes on Thea Hale. We'll see if Natalya can continue her momentum after winning that NXT Women's Championship just a number of weeks ago there on NXT in a Battle Royal. She's been on a hot start. We'll see if she can continue that. As a nice maneuver there from the OG El Grande Americano. And now El Grande Americano looking to fly here. Here we go. Flying headbutt. He got all of it. Hitting it flush on the head and neck area of El Grande Americano, but just a 1 count. And, oh, nice senton there from El Grande Americano. Heating up now. He's believing he's got some life in him right now. Also, later on tonight, NXT Tag Team Championships are on the line as Enzo and Big Cass take on New Quarters Catch Crew. And they've vacated NXT Tag Team Championship match as what a brutal DDT that has busted El Grande Americano open. And certainly it makes sense because El Grande hit him with that flying headbutt earlier on, just loosening up for an easy cut on the good old forehead in that mask. As right now, let's see what the OG can set up here. Continuing to look very impressive here. It's been a very competitive matchup with the last couple stages of this matchup going to the OG. As now springboard, crossbody misses, and now El Grande Americano going to look to capitalize here. Oh, but a nice reversal, trying to hit him with the back suplex. Did not work out in his favor, but now, oh, he's going to roll him up, looking to steal one here, but the OG ain't going to get out wrestled and outclassed in that situation. Is El Grande Americano fighting back here. He needs to muster up some kind of offense here, ladies and gentlemen, and this might help him. Nice over-the-head suplex, and now referee just standing there, taking his time. I don't know if the OG paid him off there for a split second, but it took way too long to deal with that situation. Is now El Grande Americano with a big-time ankle lock there, but luckily for the OG, he was able to get himself out of that situation. As now El Grande Americano looking to fly here. The best of 7 series is a nice Hurricane Rana. Takes down the OG into the pinfall. Referee is in position. Shoulders are down. Ooh, 2.5. Matchup continues. Who can pick up the very first win in this best of 7 series? Guaranteed this series is literally going to be all over the place. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears to see who the only El Grande Americano will be. Will it be the OG? Will he stay as the El Grande Americano? Or will it be this newer version of El Grande Americano? As now, El Grande Americano, big reversal. Big time reversal by the OG. And now he's going to look to use the ropes to his advantage. Oh, and just a 1 count though. Matchup continues. And it really caught off the El Grande Americano. OG doesn't care as he takes him down. Center of the ring. Is that going to be enough? Oh no, he's looking to fly. He's looking for that flying headbutt one more time. Another flying headbutt right to the face, and that very well could be it. Shoulders are down. 2, 3, no, 2.5. A little bit closer there than I expected, to be honest with you. Also tonight on NXT, ladies and gentlemen, Zarya. She is here, and she is going to be answering for her actions after attacking Sol Ruka a number of weeks ago after losing to Natalya in a non-title match. She absolutely snapped, and we saw Zarya just absolutely beat the snot out of Sol Ruka. So Zarya answers for her actions tonight. Been a very competitive back and forth matchup. It's gone in the favor of the OG as he gets scoop slammed right in the center of the ring. What can this El Grande Americano set up here? It's a do or die situation for El Grande Americano from the top rope, looking for that flying headbutt, and it did not work out in his favor. Now off the ropes, nice belly to belly over the head suplex, making that look easy. And this OG El Grande Americano looks very familiar, but obviously we can't 100% confirm what these two superstars look like until maybe one day once they eventually do get demasked. But they do look very similar to certain wrestlers that we have here in WWE. As El Grande Americano gets hit with a scoop slam. OG looking to go high risk as he's looking for that flying headbutt one more time here. No. Uh-oh, looking for a moonsault. No! It is moved out of the way by El Grande Americano. He is now going to make him pay. Now with that running punt kick. We saw that earlier on tonight. And now this may help El Grande Americano to pull off a victory. Here we go. Catches him in El Grande Americano. Tried hitting with that flying headbutt or that running headbutt. And El Grande Americano was able to reverse. Uh-oh. Oh, nice drop kick to the knee. Oh, and the flying headbutt out of nowhere. Took out the OG pinfall. Shoulders are down. 2, 3. El Grande Americano survives tonight. And just like that, El Grande Americano 1 and the OG El Grande Americano 0. What a start to this best of 7 series. This match, it felt like it literally could have gone anywhere, but tonight it ended right here in the ending sequence right there, that running headbutt, and that was all she wrote. Puts down the OG, and El Grande Americano pulls off a big win here. And certainly we'll see if this one can carry some momentum. We'll have to wait and see when the next match is, but it is good to have that early head start. It puts pressure on the opponent. As ladies and gentlemen, in just a matter of moments, TNA General Manager Kurt Angle will be down here to address TNA Wrestling. As here comes the WWE Hall of Famer and the TNA General Manager. Kurt Angle is here, ladies and gentlemen, looking to make TNA's presence already even more lethal. We've seen over the couple months, ladies and gentlemen, what exactly TNA has been capable of, with obviously trying to take that NXT Championship away from Cody Rhodes there for the longest time, and Cody Rhodes would be able to survive there for the longest time before losing to Johnny Gargano SummerSlam weekend. So now we're going to see what is Kurt Angle's main focus right now. He's got TNA superstars. We don't really know what all that consists of, but let's see what the TNA General Manager, Kurt Angle, the Hall of Famer, with that wrestling background, what does the TNA roster look like for WWE's NXT's World Collide? You know it's true. It's damn true. For the last several months, TNA has shown the entire wrestling world that we still produce the very best. We fought on NXT, we've represented this company with pride, and we've proven TNA belongs in every conversation. But tonight, I'm not here to talk about the future of TNA, I'm here to talk about the future of one man. There is no TNA without the phenomenal one. There is no modern TNA without AJ Styles. I've known AJ for over 20 years. I've watched him become one of the greatest professional wrestlers to ever lace up a pair of boots. He's won championships everywhere he has gone, but every legend reaches the point where they have to ask themselves, how do I want to have my story end? So, with that being said, AJ Styles, come on out. Now here comes the phenomenal AJ Styles, the man that has tried his damnedest to try to get that NXT Championship away from Cody Rhodes and NXT, and despite his efforts, it just has not worked out in his favor. But there is a new NXT champion, and certainly does that give the upper hand to a man like AJ Styles, who has accomplished so much, but over the last couple of years, it seems like AJ Styles has struggled at times to really, have I wouldn't say a good matchup, but just get the results needed to stay in this business. It was a big shocker. Himself and many other WWE superstars were shockingly signed to TNA, but The Rock is technically overruled at the moment. John Cena taking him out of the equation. Thank you to Strauss Zelnick for that situation, but what does that do for some of these superstars that were technically secretly signed to TNA. I'm very curious to see how this is going to pan out and what is next for AJ Styles and TNA in general. We're about to send it down to the ring to find out. Kurt, I've spent over 2 decades doing what I love. I've won championships around the world, but I know I don't have forever left. So I'm making it official. My farewell tour begins tonight. When it's over, it'll be on my terms. And before I hang up my boots, I want one thing that has escaped me my whole entire career. I want to be the top guy in NXT. And you might wonder why. Well, why the hell did I leave to join TNA in the first place? I want to hold that NXT championship. I want Johnny Gargano. For some reason, I couldn't figure out Cody Rhodes. We did everything we could muster up, and Cody still could beat us. But now with Johnny Gargano, it's a whole different situation, and I know I can beat Johnny Gargano. And wait just a second, now there's another interruption, and it is the man known as Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. He is out here, one of the mainstays here in TNA Wrestling. What is Nick Nemeth doing out here? We know himself and AJ Styles, trying to slowly but surely take it to NXT, but, it's been a little bit harder than expected. Especially, AJ Styles and Nick Nemeth have their different ways on how they want to get stuff done, and especially with this new era of NXT going on with now known as NXT Worlds Collide, and AJ Styles starting his retirement tour. The question is what in the hell is going to be going on with that, but also what in the hell is Nick Nemeth doing out here, and what exactly does the wanted man have to say to AJ? Listen to yourself, AJ. You just announced your retirement tour, and the first thing out of your mouth is that you want Johnny Gargano's championship? What happened to TNA Pride? Why are you chasing another company's title instead of the one that represents the company that made you famous, the TNA World Championship that is vacant? And instead of saying I'm bringing our championship home, you're obsessed with Johnny Gargano. I've already carried the TNA World Championship a very, very long time ago. I've already proven I belong at the top of this company. The NXT Championship is the one mountain I believe that I can finally get over. And Johnny Gargano, you're holding something I intend to earn, that NXT Championship. AJ, you've earned everyone's respect, but this isn't a Lifetime Achievement Award. This championship belongs to me. And if your farewell tour ends with you standing across the ring with me, it'll also end with me proving why I'm the best champion in wrestling. Nick, you wanted AJ to prove where his loyalty lies? Fine. You're right about one thing. The TNA World Championship is vacant, and we're not waiting until Impact. We're doing it tonight, right here at NXT Heatwave, tonight's main event. AJ Styles versus Nick Nemeth for the vacant TNA World Championship. And AJ, if you become TNA World Champion tonight, you'll walk into your pursuit of Johnny Gargano as the face of TNA, and if Nick wins, then maybe he's right. Maybe your focus should have been on TNA all along. Win or lose tonight, AJ, if you survive Nick Nemeth, I'll be waiting for you.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and is for the NXT Women's Championship.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the NXT Women's Championship to be defended, as it will be the challenger, Thea Hale, who defeated Jada Parker recently on NXT to get herself this opportunity, has an opportunity of a lifetime. She's a former NXT Women's North American Champion, a multi-time NXT Women's North American Champion. Now, an opportunity of a lifetime, taking on a woman that has been in this business for a very, very long time, and certainly you gotta say one of the most underrated women's wrestlers out there, that being Natty of the Hart Foundation. Can Thea Hale pull off an upset and become the NXT Women's Champion? We're about to find that out, but certainly with the different variation that we're seeing with Natty, you know, it is not going to be easy, especially when she lays on that sharpshooter. Certainly one of the most dangerous submissions in all of WWE. As now here comes the NXT Women's Champion, the low-key legend herself, Natty. And certainly not only that sharpshooter, but that spinning discus clothesline that she has that has put opponents away before. Certainly one of the deadly scenarios that she can pull out of her repertoire and may have to pull out tonight. Because a lot of these matches, it's about having to dig down deep and being able to put away your opponent. And for Natty, you can't look past Thea Hale whatsoever. If you do, there may be a new NXT Women's Champion, and that young and up-and-coming Thea Hale. We'll wait and see how this is all going to pan out, though, for this good old-fashioned NXT Women's Championship.
Introducing the challenger from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and her opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, the NXT Women's Champion, Natalya.
Alright, it is time for the NXT Women's Championship to be defended here in Lowell, Massachusetts. Lowell, Massachusetts. And this is going to be a hard-hitting match, a very technical wrestling side. We're going to see who comes out as the still, or could be new, NXT Women's Champion. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. And oh, look at that nice enziguri right to the face of Natalya, sending her a direct message quickly. And now, big time senton, or cannonball actually, but it didn't work out in the favor. And now Natalya is going to be able to look to capitalize. And, you know, trying to hit a maneuver like that early on, you got to make sure you hit that, especially when you take on a veteran like Natalya who can capitalize on those deadly situations. As now Natty all fired up here, trying to just send a message to the whole NXT Women's division. And certainly there's a lot going on in this division, especially with the whole Zarya and Sol Ruka situation. It's a damn shame that we even saw that situation go on, as Zarya snapped, taking out her frustrations on her tag team partner. Zarya will be here tonight to answer for her essentially attack on Sol Ruka, and we'll see why exactly Zarya did what she did. As a nice springboard cannonball right on the ribs there, but somehow Natty is somehow back on top of things here. And now she's just playing around with her opponent here. And certainly with how Natty has been doing lately, I mean, she's more than welcome to do that to an extent, but you can't look past Thea Hale, who's been on an upstart here in 2025 into 2026. Like we've mentioned, those NXT North American Championship reigns that she's had. And she even knocked off Jada Parker, who's trying to find herself. You know, she was on Monday Night Raw for a little bit before, you know, there was a big change coming out of NXT. She was moved over to NXT to get more opportunities down here in NXT, which is perfectly fine. Build up her character and then eventually get herself back up here to Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown. Ooh, big pump kick right to the ribs there. Big pinfall situation. Will this be enough? No, just a 1 count. Natty's going to have to do a lot more to try to put Thea Hale down at this moment. Maybe try to loosen her up. And no, big discus clothesline. That certainly will help her out. And now, going to go for the pinfall. Shoulders are down. That could be the knockout blow she needs. But no, 2.5. If I'm Natty, maybe you work on the legs a little bit. Try to tap Thea Hale out. and see if that may be the situation that you need. And a big stiff spear there to Thea Hale. Not the best looking spear, but one of those stiff looking spears that certainly will send a message to her opponent. And I don't know if she was certainly looking for a sharpshooter, but it may have been on her mind. It's another opportunity to go for a cannonball. Does not work out in her favor. Maybe that's something that she leaves behind in her repertoire, and maybe pull that out in only key situations. And here we go, Kimura lock, but Natalya grabbing that bottom rope, and the matchup continues. That could have been a tap out moment to Natalya. And now, nice step through, arm drag, takes down Natty, and now Thea Hale from the second rope, going for the X handle, does not work out. As now Natty and Thea Hale looking to go back and forth here possibly. Nice step through, and now Natty with a nice back suplex folds Thea Hale in half. And look at Natty, she's building up momentum, she's fired up here, looking to put away the young upstart Thea Hale. Ooh, but a nice elbow right across the nose area. Take too many of those, you're going to end up getting a broken nose for sure. As Thea Hale with a Russian leg sweep turns it into a just big time punches, very effective punches to the face of the NXT Women's Champion. And now Thea Hale, big clubbing blow. What is she thinking? Oh, now just stomping away on Natalya. That ain't gonna feel good. Just imagine just getting your face stomped into the mat. As now, what does Thea Hale have in store for the NXT Women's Champion? Go for a scoop slam, but Natty up in the air, connects with a nice reversal DDT, drops her center of the ring. Can now Natty capitalize? Looking to go high risk from the top rope district, big frog splash, halfway across the ring. That certainly is going to do some mega damage. And if I'm Natty, I mean, that might loosen her up enough to go for a submission hold there, especially that sharpshooter. When she puts all that weight on the lower back, that might be the moment to win and retain the NXT Women's Championship. But that's just me. And Natty, here we go. Getting her away from the middle of or from the ropes, I should say. Center of the ring. Pinfall, or I should say submission. And Natalya makes Thea Hale tap out center of the ring. Back and forth matchup for a little bit before Natalya pulls out that sharpshooter and puts down Thea Hale. A lot more learning for Thea Hale to really work up and do, but Natty gets the job done tonight. Big frog splash here halfway across the ring, that certainly helps. And eventually leading up to the sharpshooter center of the ring, making Thea Hale tap out. Big win for Natty tonight as she retains. And we'll see what is next for Natty on NXT as we continue to build up. And Natty's continuing to get bigger and badder here on NXT. Natalya continues to celebrate. There's the powerhouse Zarya destroying the LED bulb right across the midsection there. And now Zarya with the big time clubbing blow, once again with the broken handle, ladies and gentlemen, of that. And now Zarya has her up for an F5. F5 to Natalya, center of the ring, and it seems like she may not be done. As oh no, not the tax. I think all of us have seen plenty of tax, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we need any more, but it seems like Zarya believes that we have not seen enough. As now Zarya looking to put her right on the tax. Oh my goodness. Message certainly being sent, but Zarya's not done just yet again. Oh no, not the table. Not the table, Zarya. Certainly Zarya has not been happy ever since losing that battle royal where she believes she should have been walking out the NXT Women's Champion. And then she'd get a one-on-one contest with Natalya the week afterwards, and it's still, she would lose to Natalya. Certainly you would believe that, that would be enough. I don't know. It's a lot going on in this situation. It's a damn shame for it to be even happening as right through the table, through the damn tax. and Zarya's not done yet. And we're supposed to be hearing from Zarya in a matter of moments, ladies and gentlemen, as she has her up once again through the tacks again. But this time around, Natalya has been busted wide open. Zarya, this is a whole different Zarya that we've seen ever since she's debuted here in NXT. And she now takes out Natalya, and now we're going to hear from Zarya about her attack on Sol Ruca. A few weeks ago, everyone wanted to know why I attacked Sol Ruca. You all thought it was personal. It wasn't. Sol Ruca was simply standing in the spot that belonged to me. I didn't come to NXT to shake hands. I didn't come out to make friends. I sure as hell didn't come back to wait in line. I attacked Sol because I needed the entire women's division to understand one thing. When Zarya wants something, she takes it. And tonight wasn't about revenge. Tonight was a warning. Natalya, you call yourself the queen of NXT, you're not a queen. You're just keeping my championship warm. And whether it's next week, next month, or the next premium live event, I'm coming for that NXT Women's Championship, and unlike Sol Ruca, you won't be walking away.
The following contest is an open challenge and is for the NXT North American Championship.
Wow, I'm utterly speechless after what we just saw. Natalya retaining her NXT Women's Championship, and then we saw Zarya, the powerhouse, coming out here and absolutely just destroying Natalya after that, and said straight up, hey, this isn't personal. Sol Ruca's basically been getting more attention, and I should be that one getting attention. She didn't say those in the words, but that's how I comprehend it. You know, Sol Ruca getting more attention compared to Zarya in situations, and you know, it sounds like Zarya wants that NXT Women's Championship. She's already lost to Natalya once. We'll see if that match happens again. But here comes the Nigerian Giant, NXT North American Champion, Omos. This man walking out with that NXT North American Championship out of a Battle Royal last month. And we'll see who wants to step up to the plate and take on the Nigerian Nightmare, Omos, in a NXT North American Championship Open Challenge match. So that means anyone from NXT, TNA, AAA, maybe a free agent signing, anything could happen here tonight in Lowell, Massachusetts for this big time North American Championship match. Who is going to step up to the plate? And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the man stepping up to the plate is going to be Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy is a NXT superstar, ladies and gentlemen, stepping up to the plate. This big man, known for his powerhouse style, we'll see how it translates here to NXT. He's got that, you could say, that aura with all the smoke around, but it's going to be a whole different ball game when he has to step up to the plate in battle with the likes of the Nigerian Giant, Omos. And Omos certainly seemed like he was surprised seeing Jasper Troy making his way down in the ring, a fellow big man. The Battle of the Giants. We'll see how this is going to turn out for Jasper Troy. Big time opportunity to step up to the plate, maybe knock off Omos and become the new NXT North American Champion tonight.
Introducing the challenger from Texas, weighing in at 340 pounds, Jasper Troy.
now it is time for the NXT North American Championship to be defended. Is the Nigerian Nightmare takes on Jasper Troy here tonight. Let's look at these two big men going at it here. Almost as tall as Omos, but now he has to try to deal with the power and strength that Omos brings to the table. But maybe Jasper Troy might be able to match it. We're going to figure that out quickly. And now this is what Jasper Troy needs to do. Keep Omos on the mat, back to the mat, and right now just go to work. Work on the legs, work on anything in your possible ways to slow him down as he picks him up just to toss him back down. Obviously, Omos was battling Trick Williams to become the NXT North American Champion. Didn't work out that way. And then obviously the whole situation between John Cena defeating The Rock there at SummerSlam, leading to a lot of NXT superstars going back to the likes of Raw and SmackDown. Omos stayed here. He was one of many superstars in a Battle Royal, and Omos ended up winning that Battle Royal to become the NXT North American Champion. Now this is his first title defense. Let's see what Omos can bring to the table as the North American Champion. And now with obviously Omos, you know, he's a former NXT Champion with Obafemi. Now an NXT North American Champion. Certainly being a Tag Team Champion and a North American Champion. Omos certainly looking to win all the championships here in NXT. But certainly with the likes of obviously TNA, AAA, and even obviously NXT, 3 brands under one roof, it is going to be difficult to get those opportunities as Omos all fired up here. The sold out venue. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in for NXT Heatwave. We had a tremendous night at NXT, or not NXT, pardon me, but at Money in the Bank. It was a tremendous night from top to bottom, from new champions to new Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank. As there on Monday Night Raw, you saw Carmelo Hayes win the Money in the Bank briefcase, as well as Lyra Valkyria becoming Miss Money in the Bank there on Monday Night Raw. Plus on Friday Night SmackDown, you got Chad Gable, the new Mr. Money in the Bank, as well as the Queen Charlotte Flair is Miss Money in the Bank on Friday Night SmackDown. So there's a lot of things going on there on Raw and SmackDown that certainly could be building up for a good while, as Jasper Troy with a big back body drop to the Nigerian Giant, and now a spine buster. Could this be Jasper Troy's moment? Will it be his moment? Big time opportunity for this young man. As oh, look at this, making it look easy, picking up the Nigerian Giant. And now Jasper Troy again looking to shock the world, have his debut match and walk out with the NXT North American Championship. He very well could do it, as Omos has been cut open after that last move. Jasper Troy, big frog splash to the midsection. Omos maybe moments away from losing his first championship defense as a big time splash right to the ribs. And Jasper Troy now looking to put the match away here. Jasper Troy, nope, Omos. Both men not backing down as a two-handed choke slam from the Nigerian Giant. Just like that. 1, 2, no, 2.5. Certainly it took some time for Omos to wake up, but maybe being cut open really helps that out. As now, big time takedown again, and now into the pinfall, nonchalant 2, and no, Jasper Troy kicks out, and Omos all fired up. He's ready to put down Jasper Troy once and for all here. Maybe Omos was just doing that to give this young man some life. Omos looking to maybe put away Jasper Troy. Is Troy doing the right thing? Rolling outside of the ring, but now Omos going for the drop kick, does not work out, and now Troy looking to bring the fight to the big man, and going for the scoop slam. Made that look very easy. Back and forth we go outside here, as this is for the NXT North American Championship. This was an open challenge that Jasper Troy accepted. As we are just right next to that North American Championship. We got to be very careful. They may knock that over. Oh, thankfully, I thought for a split second he was about to throw him into it, but luckily for us, Jasper Troy just taking Omos and tossing him to the other side of the arena. And now that didn't really make Omos too happy, as here he comes back inside the ring. He's able to briefly block a clothesline and gets his head kicked off. And now Omos with a pinfall, but it's just a 1 count. Maybe if he hooks the leg, you get a 3 count there, Omos. And now Omos building up some steam into a vicious neck breaker by the 7-foot-plus monster. Omos certainly has done some great things here in WWE, especially here in NXT, being a multi-time champion. And will look to continue to be champion, but Jasper Troy fighting for his life. It could be an early championship loss for the NXT North American champion, as Jasper Troy with a spinning side slam takes down Omos, trying to keep himself in this matchup as much as possible here. Ooh, big spears in the corner, really working that midsection. And now an up and down maneuver takes down Omos. Could that be enough to keep the big man down? 2, no, 2.5. Matchup continues. And now here comes Jasper Troy. Big splash, but it is moved out of the way by Omos. Can Omos capitalize by a late mistake here by Jasper Troy? He catches him, takes him into a choke slam. Vicious maneuver there from Omos. 1, 2, no, Troy kicks out. But the Nigerian Nightmare not done with him just yet. Oh, no, Troy's not done with him either. There's an over the head suplex. And now Troy wants to get himself some here. Very competitive North American Championship match. This is what you love to see. Is now Jasper Troy with a big scoop slam. Drops him down there in the... And now he's in the landing zone. What is Jasper Troy thinking about doing? High risk, high reward. The later stages of this matchup. Big clubbing X handle, and just enough to take down the big man. And now Troy, what can he do to put down the Nigerian Nightmare? But Omos not having anything with it. The second time in this matchup, Omos has blocked whatever Troy has tried to set up there. I'm not sure what Troy was trying to finish him up with, but big key situation. Uh-oh, Omos using the long legs here, referee in position, but 2.5. Almost frustrated that that wasn't going to be enough. Very close, though. Almost had enough to steal it. And oh, come on, just pulling down on the neck and head area there of Jasper Troy, and tosses him halfway across the ring. Both men putting on a clinic, though. A highly competitive matchup as they pump up. Uh-oh, gonna go for a choke slam. Picks him up and puts him right back down. Pinfall. It's the second choke slam in this matchup. 2, 3, Omos retains in a highly competitive NXT North American Championship match. There was times in this matchup, ladies and gentlemen, I thought Omos may have been maybe looking past Jasper Troy. And obviously when you don't know an opponent, yes, it's going to take some time. But, you know, it took him getting busted wide open, having a big cut on his forehead, really to get himself going. And Omos eventually got to that spot to where he retained the NXT North American Championship. And for our first time really seeing Jasper Troy in singles action here in NXT, I think this was a great showing for this young man. And we'll see if the NXT General Manager, William Regal, can get behind a man like Jasper Troy, and maybe his career can change for the better. But ladies and gentlemen, what a North American Championship Open Challenge match. Omos retains as we now get ready for our next championship matchup amongst many championship matches here tonight at NXT Heatwave. And you also can't forget about your new main event later on in the evening for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship between AJ Styles and Nick Nemeth. as now it is time for the Women's NXT Women's North American Championship, a rematch between Candice LeRae and Lola Vice. A couple months ago, Candice LeRae, Lola Vice going at it, and we saw Lola Vice become the new NXT North American Champion. Some bitter tension building up between those two, and eventually William Regal added and really wanted to see this rematch, so he brought Candice LeRae and Lola Vice back into it and said, hey, I'm having you two fight again. You guys had a tremendous first matchup. It's time for you guys to go to war once again. And we're going to see it tonight. And if it's anything close to what we saw in that first matchup between these two, I think this could be an all-time classic, and it very well could be a show stealer. It's Candice LeRae looking to once again become the NXT Women's North American Champion. And certainly tonight she's going to try to make sure Johnny Gargano retains his NXT Championship, but certainly she's focusing on trying to get that North American Championship back first. As there is Lola Vice looking to shake her hips to victory here tonight. And she certainly has the I would say the moveset, certainly, ladies and gentlemen, to get that job done, that back spinning fist that she connects from time to time. I think Lola Vice certainly in herself and Candice LeRae can certainly steal the show tonight. Will it be a highly competitive match like we saw the first time, or could it be one-sided? You never know in these situations. Is Lola Vice ready to kick some ass here tonight live at NXT Heatwave? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the North American Championship to be defending. It is going to be one hellacious war here tonight at NXT Heatwave. And look at Candice LeRae coming right out of the gate with that spinning elbow. That is certainly one way to get the champ's attention, and to really mean that you mean business. Certainly one of these matches, obviously it favors the NXT Women's North American Champion, obviously because with disqualification, but it doesn't mean that obviously with the countouts they can use that to her advantage, but it does technically favor Lola Vice in this matchup as LeRae building up some speed, misses out, and now Candice LeRae in trouble. Let's see what Lola Vice can muster up here in this situation. As a big time elbow misses, it is blocked by Candice, and now a springboard Frankensteiner turns her inside out. We're already starting off hot here, as now Candice LeRae looking to go high risk here, looking to fly off the top rope into a Hurricane Rana, taking down the champion. Candice LeRae meaning business here early. DDT takes down the champ. And now here comes Candice with a springboard frog splash into the pinfall. Could this be enough early? 2.5. And right now Candice bringing the fight early on like we mentioned, but can she muster up enough to become new champion tonight? As early on we're going to have ourselves a good old slugfest between these two. Maybe this wakes up Lola Vice. And maybe Candice LeRae is doing this on purpose to wear out Lola Vice. Normally, you don't want to go with someone that's trained in the MMA background, as both women unleash blows between each other. And now LeRae gets hit with a vicious elbow in that corner. And now Lola Vice feeling pretty good about herself, shaking some hips here in Massachusetts. Oh, but that shaking the hips kind of way too long, as now Candice going to look to capitalize, but she's not able to. And now Lola Vice looking to use the ropes to her advantage and takes her right down. And now pinfall early on, hook of the leg, but still way too early, just a 1 count. Still plenty left in the tank tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with the vacant NXT Tag Team Championships on the line, as you have No Quarters Catch Crew in action, taking on Enzo and Big Cass. Certainly a big-time matchup coming your way later on tonight, as, wait a minute, Candice LeRae looking to stomp Lola Vice into that mat, and she does. Oh, man, the whiplash. Just getting her head bounced off that mat. That is certainly not going to feel good. Shoulders are down. 2. Ooh, almost enough to become the new North American champion. Plus, tonight we still have Elio Del Vikingo. Oh, wait, hold on just a minute. Lola Vice could tap out here. Unless you can somehow crawl or somehow get Candice LeRae out of this submission. Oh, vicious knee to the back and then a big punch to the face. But AAA Mega Championship later on tonight with Elio Del Vikingo taking on La Parka for that AAA Mega Championship. Plus, NXT Championship is on the line. Johnny Gargano takes on Keanu Carver later on. Plus, a new main event has been added for the TNA World Championship. AJ Styles, Nick Nemeth for the vacant NXT, or not NXT, but vacant TNA World Championship, pardon me. That is your new main event of the evening. Now Candice LeRae tosses Lola Vice onto the apron here, hanging on for dear life, and she does. Big forearm strike. And oh, look at this. Big submission hold here right on the ropes. Right here, this ain't going to feel good for Candice. And that may open up an opportunity for Lola Vice here to work the arm area later on in this matchup for a possible submission maneuver. Oh, but a code breaker out of nowhere from Candice. But now, that may have woken up Candice, or I should say Lola Vice, and now Vice is going to look to make her pay. Big elbow, and we all know what this leads to. Shaking some hips for some Cole's cash. Here we go. Here comes Lola Vice. Now Vice looking to build up some momentum. Oh, right in the corner, getting hit butt first. And now Candice LeRae, she's in trouble here. Candice LeRae, oh, right to the lower back. And oh, we all know what this leads up to as well. Looking for that spinning backhand. Oh, but she's blocked it. She saw it coming. She ate way too many the first time they fought, and LeRae blocked it that time around. Back and forth we go, but now Lola Vice. Oh, that was a sharp elbow, and that cut Candice, and now Candice is going to look to make her pay. Submission hold here. After blocking that spinning backhand, Lola Vice may have to tap out here. Center of the ring, nowhere to go, but Lola Vice again fighting out of it. And now this is where Lola Vice is going to have to start hitting some big-time maneuvers, because Candice has hit some big-time maneuvers in her own right, especially when it comes to those submission holds there. Now Candice doing the best thing that she can do in that predicament, rolling to at least to the apron so Lola Vice couldn't capitalize right away. As oh no, what is this? What is this? Oh my goodness, you do not want to be in this position. Look at Candice LeRae in a very bad and awkward predicament. Oh, and then gets hit boot first to the face. I don't think I've ever seen that maneuver from Lola Vice, but pulling out all the stops tonight as, oh, luckily for Candice LeRae, she didn't end up getting thrown right into that championship holder there right in front of Booker T and everybody. Oh my goodness, what an elbow. beating down the challenger, really sending a message to Candice LeRae here. Doing the best that she can as LeRae tossed down to the other side of the arena over towards Wade Barrett. You guys are just tuning in. This is for the NXT Women's North American Championship. A star-studded matchup so far between Lola Vice and Candice LeRae. We saw these women go at it once. This is a rematch of sorts as a big enziguri to the side of the skull takes down LeRae. Lola Vice with a pinfall. Is that enough to retain? No. 2.5. Matchup continues. Could have been a knockout blow as LeRae with a pivotal block in the later stages of this matchup, and now will connect with a bulldog that cuts open Lola. Now Lola's in trouble. Candice LeRae trying to work on those kicks to the quad area there of Lola Vice, tossing in the referee. Not his fault that he happened to be there, just doing his job. Is now Lola Vice setting up Candice LeRae. What exactly is Vice looking for here? Looking for maybe a spinning backhand or something possibly. Now Irish whip off the ropes. Oh, stiff knee, and then again a stiff knee. Certainly that will do wonders, as well as a good old-fashioned Russian leg sweep. Uh-oh, submission hold here. Submission hold here, center of the ring. Will Candice have to fight? Can she fight out of it? Oh, look at these stiff elbows right to the right eye of Lola Vice. Not going to submit, at least not yet, as Candice LeRae hard Irish whip off the ropes, so showing some agility here, back and forth. And Candice not able to capitalize on that situation, but now gonna step through, gonna look to stomp her into the mat. Oh goodness, what a stomp into the mat. That is not going to feel good. The champ is in trouble. Candice LeRae can smell blood in the water. This may be it. We're going to have ourselves a new champion. 1, 2, no, 2.5. Matchup continues. Hard hitting matchup for sure. As now LeRae building up some steam. Big time missile drop kick, but it is missed. Lola Vice moves out of the way. And now can Lola Vice capitalize? No, she cannot. She gets hit with a bulldog. The matchup is breaking down. Candice LeRae trying to figure out what she wants to do. She's wasting valuable time here. And now she's on the apron looking for a springboard. Possibly she's got some time. Springboard. Hurricane Rana takes down the champ. And uh-oh. Candice LeRae has her in submission hold here. Will Lola Vice tap out here? She's fighting. She's trying to stay on. She doesn't want to tap out. She wants to hold on to that North American Championship as long as possible. It's a big strike right across the forehead there of Candice LeRae. And oh, nice jumping forearm. That certainly will help out some ideas there. As now Lola, big pump strike right to the lower back. You gotta think eventually these strikes are gonna add up. You at least would think so. As now Lola looking to finish this matchup with a spinning back fist, but no, LeRae again blocks it. And now Candice looking for a superplex, but no, Lola Vice from behind now. Back and forth. These women are putting on an instant classic. It's a vicious uppercut to the back of the head. That is not going to feel too good. It's a forearm strike again. Oh, going for a stomp right across the collarbone area and right across the chest. Just trying to stomp her chest in. That is one way to defeat your opponent. You would think the next big move, I mean, especially if Lola Vice can somehow muster a spinning backhand, you think she might be able to win this matchup. LeRae's tried her submission holds in this matchup, and it hasn't worked out so far. So these women are going to figure out something that they have not used yet. We've seen Lola Vice use some maneuvers that she hasn't necessarily used, at least from what I've seen. And Candice is using that maneuver that we haven't really seen either. So back and forth between these two. And now Lola trying to set up the spinning backhand again, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was blocked. But no, it wasn't this time. Finally able to hit the backhand, and that may be enough. No, the first time she's been able to hit that all match, but it was not enough this time around. And now Lola has her in the landing zone here. Lola Vice, what does the champ have in store for Lorray? Oh, right across the chest. Oh my goodness. Definitely have not seen that from Lola Vice before. Certainly one way to do it. And now Candice turn to fly. Is she going to do the exact same thing to Lola? No, she hits a nice missile drop kick. Turns her inside out. And now Candice is fired up. Can Candice become the NXT Women's North American Champion? Springboard moonsault takes down the champion. The champion is down and out. Pinfall. Hook of the leg. 2, 3. Candice has done it. Candice LeRae is once again NXT North American Champion. These women absolutely destroyed each other, but Candice LeRae is once again your NXT North American Champion for a second time in the history of NXT. Man, that was a hell of a matchup between those two gladiators, just going at it, putting everything on the line. As now, ladies and gentlemen, up next, it is time for the NXT Tag Team Championships to be on the line. They are currently vacated, but tonight we finally figure out who is going to become the NXT Tag Team Champions. The Usos were the former NXT Tag Team Champions before vacating and going back over to Monday Night Raw. Can't wait to see how Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights of No Quarters Catch Crew fared tonight against Big Cass and Enzo. Certainly, we've seen Miles Bourne and Big Cass go at it on NXT, with Miles Bourne picking up a big win, but this is a whole different scenario, obviously, with it being a tag team matchup. It is going to be very physical and very brutal, but it is all to become the NXT Tag Team Champions. Certainly, if Tavian Heights and Miles Bourne win tonight, this will be their first championships here for them on the roster. But if you have Enzo and Big Cass walk out with the tag team championships, they've won their fair share of championships here in WWE. It would be another accolade to them, but it certainly would mean a lot for these guys, because obviously they've worked their tails off to get to this position in their careers, making a comeback here in WWE, coming here to NXT to really prove themselves. And what better way to prove themselves is against these up-and-coming talent that are believed to be the top stars. Certainly having a veteran lead the tag team division, that'd be great. I mean, you're seeing it with Natalya. Certainly she's trying to do her own thing with the women's division, but now you got Zarya targeting her. I mean, and obviously Soruka is dealing with Zarya at the same time. All sorts of different things going on in the situation, but now we'll kind of switch back over to the NXT Tag Team Championships. A lot of great teams throughout the years have held those titles, and one of these tag teams will add themselves to that list. The referee ringing the bell, and here comes Enzo running right through Tavian Heights. Tavian Heights, the power man of this group, and obviously Big Cass, the powerhouse of their group. And we'll see how these different styles work together to become the tag team champions tonight. Excuse me. As still to come tonight, we have the AAA Mega Championship. We also have the NXT Championship. As also the vacant TNA World Championship is on the line later on tonight in your main event. Been a great night of pro wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom, and it only continues to get better as these young superstars continue to really show you guys why they belong here, and just not only in NXT but in WWE in general, just seeing what they're capable of, and certainly spicing in some veterans here and there. Also, I mean, it does wonders. Plus, earlier on tonight, we started the best of 7 series between the El Grande Americanos and the new El Grande Americano picking up a big win over the OG El Grande Americano, and we'll see how that all looks like, ladies and gentlemen, when their next match is, and obviously the best of 7. Where is that going to put us, and what type of matches? You know, obviously William Regal's going to want to make these matches very entertainable. Obviously, not only wrestling wise, but you know, he's going to probably add some stipulations to these matches, so they're not all of that. But also, the Undertaker, AAA general manager, obviously he's going to have some say, obviously, when it comes to that matchup. So certainly Undertaker, William Regal can talk about it, but ultimately the Undertaker at the end of the day will have the final say on what that looks like. As Tavian Heights with a big shot there to Big Cass. Certainly don't want to get too I guess focus on one guy more than the actual legal partner. As now Tavian Heights tosses him in the corner, going to look to do some damage on Enzo. And certainly I think for Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights, that's what you got to do. You got to focus on Enzo Amore. You got to focus on him enough to where you don't allow Big Cass in this ring. And talking about Big Cass, he is tagged in the ring, and now the powerhouse is going to be looking to put down Tavian Heights. But right now, Tavian Heights, he's stepping blow for blow right now with the big man, Big Cass. And right now, Big Cass cannot do anything about it. He is just getting punched in the face. But he's probably allowing Tavian Heights to feel good about himself, as right now, Big Cass tossing Heights halfway across the ring. And now Big Cass all fired up, trying to get this crowd behind him here in Massachusetts, as now Tavian Heights trying to get back the momentum he briefly had, but just like that, it is taken right down. And look at Big Cass, he's like, hey, you want to go for a striking battle? I certainly can do that back and forth with you. Like we mentioned before, Miles Bourne defeating Big Cass in a highly competitive matchup, and certainly a big matchup Miles Bourne needed to win, I would say, over a veteran like Big Cass. As now Tavian Heights with a nice wrestling takedown there of Enzo. And it looks like Heights may be looking to get a tag. Yes, he does. Here comes Miles Bourne, looking to make a statement here tonight and looking to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. And Enzo, ooh, knee right to the tailbone. Certainly not the best feeling in the world to take something like that. It's a vicious neck breaker, takes down Enzo. Pinfall opportunity. Is that enough to take down Enzo Amore? No, just a 1 count. And Bourne now going to look to get another tag here. Frequent tags keeps the team fresh. Certainly a great idea if they want to last longer in this match. Certainly with the tag teams that we have in this division too, I mean, we saw that little showcase, you know, those triple threat tag team matches to where the winner obviously would go on to get themselves a chance at the NXT Championships. Obviously no quarters catch crew surviving, and same with Enzo and Big Cass. So I mean, we did get a taste of those other tag teams, which is great. But we'll see what the tag team division looks like coming out of Heatwave. You know, is it led by the veterans Enzo and Big Cass, or is it these young superstars? Is it Tavian Heights and Miles Bourne as a nice fireman's carry takedown of Enzo? You never know, and that's what the great thing about professional wrestling is. From week to week, you just never know what it may look like. As off the ropes we go, Tavian Heights showing some agility here against Enzo. Oh, and a vicious, almost like a neck breaker of sorts. But Enzo answers right back with a big boot. Again, just like that, back and forth. Both these tag teams know how big this match is. You got the veterans like Enzo and Big Cass that have been around not only WWE but wrestling in general. And then Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights looking to name for themselves here in NXT, looking to have their young moment to really showcase what brings them to the table and why they should be known as one of the dangerous tag teams in NXT. Pins fall from Enzo. Are we going to see new champions? No, at least not yet. Both of these tag teams fighting to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Something has to give as Enzo feeling a little too good about himself. Doesn't realize Miles Bourne gets tagged in, and now Bourne is going to look to capitalize, and he does. What a nice slam taking down Enzo. And Enzo full of himself as always, but that's himself to a T. Looking for an over-the-head suplex. Enzo looking for these jabs, feeling pretty good about himself. Knockout blow. Does Enzo want to try to go for the pinfall? It looks like he's not going to. And now back to the well we go. Big Cass gets himself in the ring, and that is not what No Quarters Catch Crew wants to see. They do not want to see the 7-foot giant Big Cass. As Big Cass with a big takedown and big clubbing blows, but it seems like Miles Bourne might be blocking most of that, but it did do some damage. And now Big Cass getting this crowd here in Massachusetts behind him, at least attempting to, but he doesn't realize Tavian Heights, or now he does. There's now Big Cass. Oh my goodness, what a maneuver. Takes down Heights in the middle of the ring. New champs. No, one of them. Strong kick out at one, and now Big Cass looking to go to work, and he drops the big elbow right across the chest. Is that enough to cave in the chest? Ooh, that was closer than expected, a 2.9. And now Big Cass looking to finish this match. Big Cass, here we go, going for a big scoop slam of sorts, but no. Tavian Heights. Now Heights, he's going to try to do the same thing, but no, Big Cass with a reversal. Not going down without a fight as both guys in this dire situation. And now a hard Irish whip into the corner. Big time opportunity for Big Cass and Enzo, but Tavian Heights, big reversal. And now he's going to try to, I thought he was going to toss him back into his corner, but he just runs right into him. When you're Irish whipping a big guy like Big Cass, those longer legs, he's going to get there a little bit quicker than expected. As look at Big Cass, look at how easy this man makes it look. Big suplex right there in the center of the ring, and now Heights at least going to roll to the apron, realizing he could have been in a dire situation if Big Cass would have been able to capitalize in that situation. But now look at that, dragged back in by his hair. That ain't going to be feeling good. And now Big Cass again, big striking blows right across the forehead area. Now into the pinfall by Big Cass. Big pinfall in the later stages of this matchup, but a 2 count matchup continues. Plenty left in the tank by both teams, I believe. A hard-hitting matchup that you really want in this tag team match. Like really the future of this business and just the future of tag team wrestling. As hold on just a second, Big Cass has him up. Big time release powerbomb. But I'm surprised he didn't just try to go for a pinfall and see what that would look like for him. Decided up against it, and now Big Cass gonna look to build up some speed. Big time clothesline and then elbows. Certainly not the best feeling in the world to be taking that from a big man. But look at Tavian Heights not backing down. He realizes he's in trouble here. He's got to hit some big time maneuvers, especially against the big man, Big Cass. And now here we go, Tavian Heights. He's looking to muster up some damage. Here we go, but Big Cass with a bulldog reversal. Tavian Heights was looking to go to that next level, ladies and gentlemen. Looking to dig down deep to pick up the big man, because obviously in later stages of this matchup, the fatigue is going to kick in. As Heights with a reversal tosses him into the corner. Now going to look to inflict some pain on Enzo Amore. And we'll see what Heights wants to do here. Does he get a tag? Yes, he does. Tag to Miles Bourne. Thought maybe for a second maybe he's going to build up some steam, but it gave enough to nice head scissors takedown there of Miles Bourne. And now Big Cass looking to insert himself here in a big shoulder tackle, or shoulder block I should say, taking it right there to Miles Bourne. And no, just tossing him right near that corner. Very brutal physical match, like we keep on mentioning. But later this matchup goes, maybe the No Quarters Catch Crew, maybe it's their matchup to win. Now big tag, here we go. Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights. Big time back body drop. Takes down Big Cass. And now, just like that, here we go. Tavian Heights over the, almost like a belly-to-belly suplex of sorts. Will that be enough for them to become the new NXT Tag Team Champions? Shoulders are down. New champions for the No Quarters Catch Crew. No, 2.5. Matchup continues. That was a vicious belly-to-belly type of suplex that we saw. Now Tavian Heights showing some agility to the big man here. Catches him. Big time neck breaker. But Big Cass again rolling away from the ropes to at least save himself momentarily. But is he delaying the inevitable? We're about to find out as he runs right through that. And look at that! Wow, he ran right through Big Cass. A 7-foot-plus man. How? I don't understand how he did it, but somehow he did it. But he got busted open, and that may have just awoken Big Cass. As now Big Cass with a fall-away slam to Tavian Heights. All hell is breaking loose here on this edition of NXT Heatwave. And Enzo looking to put the cherry on top of the sundae. Here we go, Enzo. Neat defeat to Tavian Heights. And now he's going to make sure there's no way he grabs that bottom rope here. Here we go. Enzo Amore, pinfall. 1, 2. No, kick out at 2.5. The matchup continues. I thought that was Enzo and Big Cass's big moment there. But nope, not yet. And here we go, Heights. Able to slip out of it. Back and forth we go. Uh-oh. Heights now looking for the electric chair right in front of Big Cass. Certainly not the best feeling in the world to take as Miles Bourne gonna get tagged in. Can Miles Bourne put away Enzo? And Enzo, another head scissors takedown there. We saw that earlier on tonight, and again Enzo able to connect to Miles Bourne. And now Big Cass, oh, he was trying to go for the big boot, but it was countered by Miles Bourne. This NXT Tag Team Championship match has been off the charts. Certainly this is what you want to see in this. Look at this, he's got Big Cass on his shoulders. Oh, man. That is not an easy maneuver to do to a 7-foot big man like that. But now Heights looking to take Enzo Amore out of the situation. It's a big back suplex. And now Big Cass looking to bring the fight to Tavian Heights here at ringside. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this ain't good if Big Cass hits this. Looking for a power bomb, but Big Cass gets reversed. And now Enzo gonna get involved. At least gonna deal with Tavian Heights. And this is all for the NXT Tag Team Championships. We got Booker T, Corey Graves, Wade Barrett, and Michael Cole on the call in our local stations. But here, you guys are lucky enough to have me to call this action. Is Tavian Heights giving away 2-for-1 specials, a rarity here in Massachusetts, taking out Big Cass and Enzo. And certainly if you're able to wear out Enzo and Big Cass at ringside, they won't be able to break up the pinfalls as a Dominator puts down Big Cass. Man. And now Big Cass answering back with these clubbing blows. Man. Very physical matchup here. And you see that blood all over the mat from the women's matchup. These two are absolutely just beating the snot out of each other. As Heights gets back inside the ring, he's realizing, hey, if we're gonna do this, let's finish it in the middle of this ring. As now Heights bringing the fight to Big Cass, but now Big Cass just puts him away, and now a weak clothesline, a stiff weak clothesline, and now Enzo will look to finish off Tavian Heights. As you can see the welts on the back there of Enzo Amore, and certainly it is just starting to muster up, and it slows down all of these superstars. The amount of pain they go through is Heights trying to do something to Enzo. Didn't work out in his favor, and now Enzo will attempt to take him down, and he does. Enzo doing the right thing here, getting the tag to the big man, Big Cass, in this dire situation. Enzo needs some time to recuperate, and so may Tavion Heights if he eats this big-time choke slam. But no, Big Cass gets reversed, but he didn't appreciate that, misses the big boot, and now Big Cass not too happy about that. And now tosses him into the corner. As Miles Bourne watches on in this dire situation. Oh, wait a minute. Big Cass. Uh-oh. Oh, but look at this. Tavion Heights, a key reversal in this matchup. Into an axe handle, takes down Big Cass. And now we're going to see a tag to Miles Bourne. This is a key moment for Normal Quarters Catch Crew. This could be the moment they need to become the tag team champions. But oh, an over the head chop. Maybe the knockout blow they need. But no, just a 1 count. Maybe if it was a great Khali, but maybe Big Cass needs to work on some chopping up some bricks and boards to get that lethal chop to the head. As a military press up in the air takes down Miles Bourne. And certainly this is a type of a matchup that you want to see, even if it's a tag team match, a singles match, whatever it may be, as Big Cass finally able to connect with that maneuver. Miles Bourne not able to reverse it. It was blocked by Tavion Heights just moments ago. As Big Cass looks in the soul of Miles Bourne, and now looking for a belly-to-belly over-the-head suplex. Big Cass is saying, hey, you know what? You think you can out-wrestle everybody else? I'll gladly out-wrestle you. It's back in the corner we go. Is he going to do it one more time? Nope, he's just going to maybe stomp away, but oh, big kick to the midsection. Miles Bourne realizing he was in trouble. But now, over the head suplex, just grabbing him by his head and neck area. Who really wants the NXT Tag Team Championships? Is it the veterans, like Enzo and Big Cass? Or is it the younger guys in No Quarter Catch Crew? Something is going to happen tonight that may change the trajectory of the tag team division forever. As Enzo Amore gets the hot tag, can he capitalize? Going to hit defeat right there to Miles Bourne. Going to try to maybe go for the pinfall here. After hitting that, he's wasting valuable time though. In position, new champions coming our way. 2.5. Matchup continues. Certainly thought that eat defeat was going to be it, but you know, obviously the later stages of this matchup, you get those random adrenaline boosts in the matchup, and sometimes that's very helpful in these opportune times. As now Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights, what do we got going on? Oh, we saw this earlier. What a vicious back suplex. And now Heights Irish whip into the corner. Oh, what a stiff elbow from Enzo. Enzo now, rolling him up, looking to steal one. 2. Oh, so close, 2.9. He almost had him, almost had his moment. But look at Tavion Heights, going for the pump-up powerbomb of sorts, but it got hit with a Hurricane Rana reversal. And now Heights and Enzo going at it here ringside. Full Nelson here at ringside. He can make Enzo tap out, but this is not a Falls Count Anywhere match. See a nice stunner reversal from Enzo. Back and forth we go. As he gets, I thought he was going to toss him back inside the ring. Trying to go right outside the steel steps. Is a nice bulldog reversal as well. As now Enzo, again, almost being tossed on the steel steps. Both men going back and forth here. Both of these men are just draining themselves here at ringside. It's been a hard-hitting NXT Heatwave matchup. Wait a minute. Enzo, is he looking for that Razor's Edge here at ringside? Oh my goodness, a different variation of a Razor's Edge. Get some serious height on that bad boy. There's now Enzo tossing Heights back inside the ring, and this could be the moment Enzo needs to put this matchup away. And Enzo now. Well, I thought maybe he was going to do something special with it, but hey, slowly but surely gets the job done, I suppose. And Now Enzo gets reversed, gets tossed into the corner. Oh, look at Heights here. Oh, nice maneuver there from Heights. Out of nowhere, looking to become the new champions. 2. Oh, no quarters catch, crew. Not enough to become champions just yet. And now, belly to belly over the head suplex. Pinfall opportunity. Big Cass looking to get there to break it up, and he does. Now, how much longer between these teams? They've already beaten the snot out of each other, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, this is the type of matchup that you got to dig down deep even longer sometimes. As Miles Bourne drops in on his knee area. Now Miles Bourne looking to inflict some more pain. Miles Bourne, not sure what he's trying to hit. Now he's able to. A little bit of a zigzag there to Enzo Amore. This could be the moment to become new tag team champions. Is this it? But Big Cass realizes the desperation right now. Big Cass trying to do everything in his favor too, but he gets hit with a zigzag, and now they are in trouble. But look at Big Cass right back up to his feet, but eats an uppercut. All hell breaking loose in the last moments of this matchup. Wait a minute. Eat defeat there. Eat defeat pinfall situation. Is Enzo and Big Cass about to win? 2, 3. Yes, they do. Despite having the advantage in the late stages of this matchup, Enzo and Big Cass are your new NXT Tag Team Champions, ladies and gentlemen. What a moment for Enzo and Big Cass to come back to WWE, join NXT, win a triple threat tag team match, get here to NXT Heatwave, and get back on top of the NXT Tag Team world. What a moment for Enzo and Big Cass to be able to do just that.
The following is scheduled for one fall and is for the AAA Mega Championship.
And now we move on to the AAA Mega Championship as La Parka gets his opportunity at Elio del Vikingo for that championship. La Parka earning this opportunity by winning a triple threat matchup against Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown. And we'll see if La Parka can build that momentum, or will he be another AAA superstar to fall to the hands of Elio del Vikingo. Thing is, you just never know in these dire situations, ladies and gentlemen, what it's going to look like. I mean, Vikingo, though, ever since joining NXT at first and having this AAA partnership, it's been all Vikingo. He's been very dominant, big wins, winning a big-time battle royal, essentially, really having to dig down deep against the world's best of WWE, NXT, AAA, TNA, whoever was in that matchup. Elio del Vikingo survived it, and ever since then, he's been the best of the best for quite some time. And we'll see if he can continue tonight at NXT Heatwave. And talking about the AAA Mega Champion, here he comes. Elio del Vikingo. Like I've mentioned before, with his moveset, it is out of this world. It continues to grow and grow even more, and certainly as we start to slowly grow this AAA roster, I mean, certainly I'd love to see what The Undertaker has to really do, trying to figure out in the terms of, you know, what guys are going to challenge Vikingo enough, really push him to his limits. I mean, he's beaten both El Grande Americanos, so certainly it is one of those situations where for AAA, it's hard. It's hard when you have a top talent that continues to run through the best of the best that you have here in AAA, and Obviously, he's going to want to continue to prove himself, but the question is, who exactly do you turn to? Well, maybe eventually we'll find out. But tonight, Vikingo has to keep his eyes on La Parka, cannot look past La Parka. And we'll see how this fares tonight in this big-time AAA Mega Championship here at NXT Heatwave. A monumental match coming our way here tonight.
Introducing the challenger from Mexico City, Mexico, weighing in at 221 pounds, La Parka. And his opponent from Puebla, Mexico, weighing in at 73 kilos, the AAA Mega Champion, El Hijo del Vikingo.
Pretty impressive for a man like Vikingo to be able to do a type of maneuver he just did with that championship. But like you said, his stock is continuing to grow here in WWE, and certainly he could very well be one of the longest reigning champions in the history of Universe Mode if he continues to go the way that it has continued to go ever since he's held that championship. But we'll see how it fares. Himself in the Parka next. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Is now La Parka with that quick jab that dazed him quickly. But now Vikingo going to really work that midsection. No, La Parka, big reversal early on. Really a feeling out process between these two. Who could be the kryptonite to El Hijo del Vikingo? Could it be La Parka? La Parka obviously winning his debut in AAA by defeating two other superstars, Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown. Now he's going to have to be able to do it in a one-on-one contest. And look at Vikingo. Big mistake early on. Can La Parka capitalize? That's a problem with those high-risk maneuvers. Eventually, it could add up, as now La Parka sensing some urgency here, looking to make sure he can capitalize here. But, oh goodness, almost like a Trouble in Paradise maneuver to La Parka. And now Vikingo, Meteora, double knees. And certainly there's a lot of great talent that, NXT has seen, especially WWE. And I'm very curious what exactly that roster could look like, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to these talent. There's La Parka with a big knee right across the chest area. Gonna go for the pinfall here. Could this be enough? No, it is not. Just a 1 count. It's now La Parka in a bad way possibly is nope, he's able to flip it. He flips it on El Hijo del Vikingo. But again, Vikingo just one step ahead. He's able to slip out of it. Back and forth we go. It's like these guys know each other quite well. A study that you had to do, having to go back and forth here. Big forearm strike, and now both men looking to get in a striking battle here at Heatwave for the AAA Mega Championship. Back and forth we go. Who wants it more here? La Parka ain't backing down from the champ. Oh, and a nice enziguri sends a message to the champion. La Parka, high risk, high reward. What a beautiful moonsault. And look at Vikingo. He realizes he was in danger. That could have been a 3 count there. But now Vikingo in trouble again, just having his head worked on there. Back and forth we go. As now Vikingo, bouncing, getting his head bounced off. And now La Parka sensing the blood in the water. Vikingo's in trouble. La Parka. Uh-oh. Looking for that standing Spanish fly from the top rope. The avalanche. Spanish fly. That could be all she wrote. La Parka signaling the end is near. I helped hyped up Vikingo, but this could be the dire situation of his championship. As Vikingo with a drop kick to the right knee. Nice reversal. Vikingo's going to be able to figure out something quickly. And he does. That spinning power slam. And now Vikingo signaling the end is near now. Laparca in the landing zone. Vikingo, what a 630. 630 to Laparca. Shoulders are down. 1, 2. No, 2.5. Laparca stays alive. Look at Vikingo. He's talking his trash. Oh, misses the super kick. Laparca was able to back out of it. And Laparca. Uh-oh. Nice suplex. Sending a message to the champion. As Laparca all fired up here. Signaling the end is near of the championship ring of Elio Del Vikingo. I've been very impressed from what we've seen from Laparca tonight. As he goes to the second rope. Looking to go high risk here. This may not end well for Laparca. But it does. Almost like a sit-out forearm strike of sorts. An awkward maneuver, but it certainly did its job. And now Laparca springboard with big-time frog splash right across the ribs. And right now, I think this is the toughest match Elio Del Vikingo has had ever since joining the NXT AAA partnership. Is Laparca with a spear to the outside, and Laparca feeling pretty good about himself, as he should. Laparca, springboard crossbody, takes down the champ, and look at this crowd. They are absolutely going psycho. Is Laparca on the barricade, deciding up against it. That's probably a good idea, honestly, but with how he's looking, as he connects with a standing Spanish fly. This honestly feels like this is a championship for Laparca to honestly win tonight. As a snapmare takedown into an enziguri, or almost like a trouble in paradise, however you really want to call it. Either way, very effective. As Laparca, hard Irish whip to the other side of the arena. Referee watching on, doing his job. Obviously, pinfall, submission inside the ring. These disqualifications are still on this matchup, but there is no countouts. As Laparca watches on as Vikingo up to his feet. Big time Hurricane Rana against the barricade. What a matchup this has been. This has been really, honestly, Laparca. I mean, we saw a big 630 and some other smaller maneuvers from Vikingo, but Laparca, he is sending a message to Vikingo, and I think Vikingo is looking past Laparca. And still to come tonight, we have an NXT Championship match, which is actually up next, against the young up-and-coming superstar Keanu Carver. Plus, also, main event that was just added tonight by Kurt Angle. We are going to see the TNA World Championship. There's a nice military press gutbuster there from Laparca. It is Nick Nemeth and AJ Styles for the TNA World Championship. Is Laparca tossed right into the steel steps. Vikingo has the upper hand now, and oh, wait a minute. Gonna look to take that top turnbuckle off. This ain't good. Vikingo may be looking to use that on Laparca. Ooh, but a code breaker. Code breaker to Laparca. And now, just like that, Vikingo has the upper hand. And he's telling Laparca to get up to his feet. You never know what may be on the mind of the champion. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, what a moonsault. A innovative moonsault from the ever-impressive Elio Del Vikingo. And now, we saw this earlier, that spinning, almost like a spinning solo of sorts, but spinning power slam right there to Laparca. But Laparca, with a nice reversal, tossing Vikingo inside the ring, despite the upper hand that Vikingo had. And now Vikingo looking for a suplex, neck breaker, nope, backstabber. What a combination. And Laparca might be in the landing zone for Vikingo. Uh-oh, Vikingo is lining them up here. Vikingo, 630. Almost, actually, that might be a 450, pardon me. Is that enough? 2, 3. 3. Oh, very close, 2.9. And look at Vikingo. He thought that was going to be enough. Now he's going to look to use the ropes to his advantage. 1. Oh, just a 1 count. And Laparca's like, really? You got to stoop that low to try to beat me? As he throws him right into the referee. That might have been an inadvertent, but maybe that was at the same time. You never know. As now Vikingo going to look to use the corner to his advantage. A little bit of a distraction there. As now Vikingo looking for a scoop slam. Reversed by Laparca into a DDT. Highly competitive matchup for the AAA Mega Championship. Something has to give here. This honestly feels like a Mega Championship main event. As Laparca catches him for a spinning side slam. Almost like what Vikingo has hit a couple times tonight. As Laparca with a spear to the outside, taking Vikingo out of action. And now Laparca, maybe looking, I thought maybe for a second he was going to look to go high risk here, but he's continuing to at least bring the fight here to Vikingo, but Vikingo tosses him right into the barricade. Certainly not the best feeling in the world, as now Vikingo looking to go high risk as he points at the kid in the crowd. Here comes Elio Del Vikingo. Oh, he's going for that twirling slam, or that twirling maybe cross body of sorts. Did not work out in his favor. And now Laparca hits him with a nice Hurricane Rana. And now Laparca, brainbuster. Man, what a freaking matchup. Absolute instant classic in AAA action. Is Laparca springboard, moonsault connects to the champion. And if you're Laparca, you grab the champ and toss him in, and you put him away. I feel like you're putting too much time right now in, wasting valuable time. As look at the frog splash, missing out because he took way too much time. Back and forth we go. As now Vikingo, now he's going to look to go high risk as he points at another kid in the crowd. Vikingo connects with a drop kick right there to Laparca. One hard-hitting matchup, but again, nice reversal. Back and forth we go. And now Vikingo with an own hard Irish whip into the barricade. Who wants it more in this dire situation, ladies and gentlemen? Something has to give. And look at Laparca just getting his hand stomped out. May end up having a broken hand if he continues to take that. And now Vikingo looking for that spinning side slam again. Vicious maneuver, taking it to Laparca. And you gotta believe Vikingo, if he's able to get him in the ring, it might be a game, set, match over. There's a code red there from Laparca. Who is able to get their opponent back inside the ring? Because I honestly think whoever gets the other opponent inside the ring is going to walk out champion. So is it Laparca or will it be Vikingo? These guys have absolutely destroyed each other tonight, as Vikingo with a nice reversal. All for the AAA Mega Championship that you see right in front of us, just past these two gentlemen. As look at this, Vikingo feeling very highly about himself currently. And this is what we're talking about, that AAA Mega Championship. It's a big flying elbow there from Vikingo. And I love that these guys are wanting to go high risk and everything, but you got to get your opponent inside the ring to either retain or to become the new champion. As now Vikingo maybe looking to end this with a springboard. Nobody gets caught. Laparca catches him with a powerbomb. Big powerbomb there from Laparca. But Laparca, he's taking way too much time. Pin the damn man. You become champion. But Laparca, he's taking his sweet time here. Valuable time wasted by Laparca, but we'll see if it's enough. He hits a standing Spanish fly. Is that enough to become the champion? 2. No, 2.5. Vikingo survives momentarily. But Laparca done playing around. He wants to finish Vikingo here, and he has him up. What a maneuver from La Parca. Is this it? 2. No, 2.5. And if I'm La Parca, what do you got to do to put away Elio del Vikingo? He's hit big maneuver after big time maneuver, and it just has not been enough. It's now Vikingo looking to steal one. Later stages of this matchup, 2. Oh, 2.5. Matchup continues. And looking for that moonsault. Look at that corkscrew in the air. Turn the contender inside out. What a maneuver there from Vikingo. And now Vikingo going to build up some speed. Innocent Seguri. And now going to look to use the ropes to his advantage. Double Meteora. The double knees. And now Vikingo signaling the end is near. And if he hits this, I got to believe it's game, set, match over. And hits at 6:30. 6:30 to La Parca. And just like that, Elio del Vikingo retains the AAA Mega Championship. What a stinking barn burner of a matchup. I honestly think that is your matchup of the night so far. I honestly thought La Parca literally gave Elio del Vikingo the match of a lifetime tonight. And ever since we've seen Elio del Vikingo, I think I agree with my own sentiment was saying that, that's the best match Elio del Vikingo has had with another superstar on this AAA roster. And now you got to figure out with this AAA roster, what is next for this man? Even when he was down and out, when he was pushed to his limits, he is still the AAA Mega Champion. An absolute stud is Elio del Vikingo. And now it is time for the NXT Championship to be on the line as this big man, Keanu Carver, gets a match of a lifetime. This man had to work through a fatal 4-way matchup to get himself this opportunity. He survived the likes of Naraku, Jackson Drake, and even more talent in that matchup. But certainly just to be able to survive like Keanu Carver did, that big time matchup, certainly it was a matchup that had the likes of thumbtacks and everything else. This man definitely is going to be here for the foreseeable future, and certainly a man that could be taking over this business. And it could start tonight with that NXT Championship against Johnny Gargano. Gargano, I think he's already looking past Keanu Carver, because we saw him come out in that interaction with AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Nick Nemeth. Gargano said, this is not a retirement tour. My NXT Championship is not just something that you can just claim that you want. And he said once he is done with, win, lose, or draw with Nick Nemeth and AJ Styles, that Gargano has his sights on AJ Styles. As there is Johnny Wrestling, the NXT champion, coming off that one of his biggest wins of his whole entire career, knocking off Cody Rhodes there at SummerSlam, and now having to deal with Keanu Carver. That is certainly going to be an interesting way to have yourself a man that is a powerhouse, like two different styles. You got a powerhouse and then you have a technician like Johnny Gargano. But if Gargano can make sure Carver doesn't have that ground and pound game and use that powerhouse style, I think we see retainment of Gargano. But he just cannot look past Keanu Carver tonight. And this ladies and gentlemen, was going to be the main event of tonight before Kurt Angle made a matchup for the vacant TNA World Championship tonight. Gargano absolutely full of himself. He knows he is the NXT champion, rubbing it in everyone's face tonight. And it seems like both men are ready. Keanu Carver with a match of a lifetime coming our way in just a matter of moments, as veteran official John Cone will be out here for this call. And now look at both of these men bringing the fight early on, not backing down. Certainly a great way to kick us off here. It's a snapmare takedown from Gargano, bringing the fight, and a big enziguri to the side of the skull. And also you got Candice LeRae at ringside, who is the new NXT Women's North American Champion. And now Gargano, moonsault that went a little bit too far straight and way too far away from the challenger. And now this is not what Gargano wants. You do not want Keanu Carver stomping away at you. It's a dangerous, dangerous man here. It's Carver with a running power slam. And this is your co-main event of the evening. Could we see an upset of the century? Will Keanu Carver upset Johnny Gargano? What a frog splash from the top rope. And now, here we go. Another frog splash. Big takedown into the pinfall. Is this it? Ooh, 2.5. Certainly not the way that Johnny Gargano would have thought this match would have gone down tonight. It's Gargano with a takedown there. Keanu Carver into a drop kick to the side of the skull. Certainly one way to do it. And now Gargano looking to fly here. Looking to take down the contender. Hurricane Rana takes down Keanu Carver, and Gargano now starting to feel pretty good about himself. Slowly but surely. Took him some time, but it took some shots as a nice moonsault. That's how you connect with a moonsault there, Gargano. Took a little bit of time to actually be able to hit that. I'm curious what NXT is going to be looking like as a whole, or I should call it NXT Worlds Collide is going to be looking like, because obviously NXT, AAA, TNA, but you could just say the NXT side of things as Keanu Carver has him up and just releases him right into the ropes. And Keanu Carver's all fired up here. Let's hold on just a minute. Hold on, what the hell's going on? Oh, Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints from SmackDown. Built a relationship with Johnny Gargano before. Ended up going to Friday nights. Ricky Saints has not forgotten about Johnny Gargano, and now rolling him up. Is this going to be a retainment? No. Ricky Saints coming out here to save Johnny Gargano in a big cutter out of nowhere there from the champ. Expect the unexpected when it comes to these superstars. You know, Gargano doesn't have Tommaso Ciampa to lean on really anymore. Building that relationship with Ricky Saints really helped out build confidence in Johnny Gargano. As a roll-up here of Keanu Carver, pinfall opportunity. Now Carver with an opportunity. Now Gargano. The referee doesn't know how to, deal with that back and forth, which is hard. You're trying to get in a good position for both. Now Carver getting up to his feet here in a bad way. And look at that! Getting tossed halfway across the ring. And that, honestly, could be a knockout blow. You never know how Gargano hit those turnbuckles there. 2! Ooh, 2.5. We almost saw a new NXT champion, despite the interference from Ricky Saints. And certainly Gargano, like we said, possibly looking past Keanu Carver tonight. It's a big moonsault. The legs or the feet connected, but it didn't affect Carver whatsoever. And now look at Candice LeRae, the new NXT North American champion, getting involved, and Keanu Carver telling her to buzz off. As Gargano getting some time to recuperate there in the corner. Back up to his feet, but not able to capitalize on enough time there. And now Carver, going to put him in the tree of woe. This is not where you want to be if you are the NXT champion. As look at those knees right to the midsection. That is just going to absolute brutalize the NXT champion. As now Gargano, that was a big shot to the face, maybe even the shoulder blade, and another cutter there from Gargano. Certainly don't want to take too many of those, I can tell you that for sure. But a big boot from Carver. Same thing can be said to Gargano. And now Carver with a nice side slam to the outside here. You can feel that shift in momentum in both sides there, ladies and gentlemen. As Carver with a nice Irish whip into the barricade. And Carver feeling pretty good about himself. He realizes this is his moment. It is his moment to change the career for the better. As Carver with an elbow from the top rope. Absolutely vicious. And then Gargano runs right through him. Certainly not the best feeling in the world as they roll through. Super kick there. And now Gargano looking for the Gargano lock here in the corner. Obviously, if Carver taps out, it won't really mean too much. Yes, it means Carver tapped out, but it doesn't mean that Carver loses the matchup. As Carver, the big knees, into the punch of the face. Able to keep himself in the matchup, but how much damage was done there by Gargano in that submission hold. As now Carver, here we go. Oh, man. Absolutely vicious. Not the best feeling in the world as Candice LeRae once again getting involved here. And Keenan Carver's like, again, just telling her to mind her business. It's a whole different ball game, ladies and gentlemen, when you have the wife getting involved. And if I'm Carver, I'm trying to toss Gargano in the ring here, and I'm going to try to put him away. But Gargano does what he wants to do now. As Gargano through the middle rope, big spear. Big spear takes down Carver. Pinfall, center of the ring. But no, just a 1 count. And that's what that distraction from the wife does. That does major things there. And now Gargano, gonna look to make Keanu Carver tap out here. Oh, but there is a rope break there. That right foot, though, of Keanu Carver did help out briefly, but I don't think you really call that a rope break because it didn't stay there that long, but that is the referee's discretion, and the matchup continues here. As a big splash right there in the midsection of Carver. And right now, I mean, Carver's been in this matchup the whole time, but right now this might be it as a big boot right across the face there of Gargano. All to become the NXT champion as again LeRae getting involved. Can the referee toss her out of here? There's no need for this. She won the championship. I understand being out here for her husband, but again, it ultimately might screw up what happens at the end of the day as a big super kick there. And the referee sees her trying to get involved here. It's a flatliner. Big flatliner. And now Candice LeRae has been finally tossed out. He must have heard what I said, and that now means she is out of here. And now Gargano looking for the Gargano lock. The Gargano lock. Will Keanu Carver tap out? Can he survive this somehow? Gargano has locked it in. Carver fighting for his life. But Gargano realizing he had to let go of it because Carver was not going to tap out. Oh, he misses the senton. Is this Carver's moment now? Carver has him up. Big power slam. Now these unprotected punches right to the face, man. That is not going to be feeling too good, especially if Gargano wants to continue to be the NXT champion. As now Carver runs right into the referee, and it gives Gargano a little bit of time to recuperate. Not much, but it still gives Carver some momentum nonetheless. As now Carver pump up uppercut. What a stiff uppercut there from Kenu Carver. And now Carver looking to go to that next level. It might be time to crown a new NXT champion, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Kenu Carver catches him, and now gonna look for a choke slam. Down he goes. That is it. We're gonna see a new NXT champion, and his name is Kenu Carver. No, Gargano stays alive. But now Carver again setting up Johnny Wrestling. And now tosses him right next to the referee. Now the referee is down and out. And inadvertently by Kenu Carver. He just screwed himself with that maneuver. John Cone just in the wrong spot. Kenu Carver tossing him in the air. And now Gargano, he has Kenu Carver right where he wants him. Carver could tap out, but referee is down and out here. Oh, but a vicious knee, and now the referee back up to his feet. Nothing illegal happened in that moment, though. As a snapmare takedown, here comes Gargano, off the ropes into a drop kick. And now another pinfall situation for Johnny Wrestling. Is that enough this time around? No. And you can feel Gargano getting a little desperate, trying to take down the powerhouse. And at this point in the matchup, it's like, what else do you got to do? It's very difficult to put this man down. And a springboard moonsault. Slowly trying to dissect him as much as possible. Not the easiest to try to do in this scenario, to try to put away a man like Kenu Carver, this young and up-and-coming stud. It's a forearm strike. Leads Johnny Gargano to DDT. Spikes him on the apron. Holy mackerel. But look at this. I was going to say right back up to his feet. But Gargano's like, not today, kid. Super kicks him right back down. And now Gargano tosses him back inside the ring. You got to believe that's game, set, match over, right? 1, 2, 3. Johnny Gargano has survived. And he is still the NXT champion, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, wow, wow. And feeling pretty good about himself, as he should. Putting on a hell of a matchup, surviving the young and up-and-coming Kenu Carver. If I'm Carver, I push the NXT champion to the limit. I cannot be downing myself whatsoever. That was a hell of a match. Just too much Johnny Gargano at the end of the day. As now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the vacated TNA World Championship. You have this man, Nick Nemeth, that made an appearance earlier on tonight after what AJ Styles said, basically saying that he wants to go after the NXT Championship. And Nick Nemeth is like, what do you mean? You want to go after a championship that you went away from, from WWE? You're representing TNA now, and you want the NXT Championship? How does that make sense? And AJ Styles responded by saying, hey, you know what? I've won the TNA World Championship a long time ago. I don't need necessarily the TNA World Championship. And just Nick Nemeth really just questioning his loyalty ever since coming to TNA. And well, with the vacant TNA Championship, World Championship, being vacated right now, Nick Nemeth, AJ Styles, what a way to add to the NXT Heatwave pay-per-view than a vacated world title. It's going to be AJ Styles. It's going to be Nick Nemeth. Who is going to be the top guy there in TNA? Will AJ Styles be once again that guy? Or will it be Nick Nemeth, the most wanted, the wanted man? Like we mentioned before, Styles there for the longest time, for years and years, was on top of this business. And then eventually, it feels like the last couple of years, it's gone downhill. He lost to Finn Balor at one time, to where he would have to join up with the Judgment Day for the longest time. And then eventually, with this whole drafting situation and being secretly signed, and kind of finding out who's who of that situation, AJ Styles happened to be one of those superstars. And AJ for months was trying to get after Cody Rhodes in that NXT Championship, and it just did not work out so far. But certainly it seems like with the retirement tour or whatever AJ Styles is trying to do, AJ Styles very well could be, go after that TNA World Championship, but also he has sights on that NXT Championship. He wants Johnny Gargano, as there is the TNA World Championship. Referee has officially rung the bell. Here we go. And AJ Styles coming out this matchup quickly. Well, feeling out process here early on in this matchup. But these guys do know each other very well. Obviously, Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. He's won his fair share of championships here in WWE. But, obviously being part of TNA now, looking to become the world champion. A feat that, the alter ego of Nick Nemeth, that being Dolph Ziggler, could not do in WWE. He might be able to do it in TNA, reach the top of the mountain. As look at this submission hold, but Nick Nemeth is easily able to grab that bottom rope. Nope, going for a clothesline does not work out. Styles with an arm drag takedown. Now Styles going to look to go to work. There's a nice snap suplex there from AJ Styles. And certainly AJ Styles wanted to booster up that TNA roster. We obviously mentioned about being signed there secretly to TNA and, trying to take down Cody Rhodes and whatnot. But AJ Styles realizing that, he doesn't have a lot left in the tank. He had that hellacious triple threat matchup against Cody and Kevin for that NXT Championship, and it just did not work out. Cody Rhodes retained at that time, but now Cody's on Monday Night Raw now. He lost to Gargano. Gargano's on top of the NXT World. He barely survived Keanu Carver. So are we on the precipice of seeing AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship coming up very soon? I don't know. And Gargano told him tonight, win or loss, he's coming after AJ Styles. So we'll see what that looks like. It's now Nick Nemeth with a snapmare takedown of AJ Styles and a big kick to the middle of the back. And now he's bringing those sharp elbows right across the chest area, trying to keep AJ Styles down as much as possible here. And this is vintage Nick Nemeth right there. And he's absolutely fired up here. Oh, into that forearm strike, and now Nick Nemeth, big knee right to the midsection right there. Or I should say to the tailbone. Into the scoop slam. Pinfall. Are we going to see a new world champion at Nick Nemeth? 2? No, 2.5. AJ Styles might have to retire here tonight, honestly, as now Nick Nemeth bringing the fight here to AJ Styles continuously. Really working on that head and neck area, as now Nemeth feeling pretty glorious about himself. Kick to the midsection into a famouser vintage Nemeth, as now this could be moments away from seeing a new world champion. And now Nemeth, oh, what a maneuver there from Nemeth. And now Nemeth setting up AJ Styles, going for the zigzag. Did not work out that way. Styles still not able to capitalize. It's just too slow in key situations, which is a damn shame. As now Nemeth, big punches to Styles. As now Nemeth looking to go high risk, high reward from the top rope. Big elbow right across the chest. Vintage Nick Nemeth is now, what is Nemeth thinking about doing? Oh, he's thinking about getting a striking battle with AJ Styles. Why not? In the later stages of this matchup, all to become the TNA World Champion. Who wants it more? Back and forth we go in this key situation. Blow for blow, strike for strike. All to be on top of TNA. Nick Nemeth doesn't believe that AJ Styles has his heart into TNA. We're going to find that out very, very quickly, as now Nemeth looking for a scoop slam. Styles able to slip out of it, and a DDT drops down Nemeth. And Styles, is he looking for the phenomenal forearm? Yes, he does. Big cut across the forehead of Nemeth. New world champion. It might be AJ Styles. No, 2.5. Matchup continues. And now Styles, vicious strikes galore on Mr. Nemeth. And Styles with that running phenomenal forearm right to the face, right to that open cut. And now Styles again. Look at that maneuver. Styles making it look so damn easy every single time when you count him out too. But again, eventually kicks out at 2 is Nick Nemeth. I mean, Styles has lost a step, unfortunately. You hate to say that. Certainly one of the best to ever do it, but certainly he has definitely lost a step. Same could be said with John Cena as well. As both has been going back and forth here. Nemeth now. Oh, nice power maneuver there. And now Nemeth looking for that zigzag. He wasn't able to connect with it earlier on tonight. And again, Styles now springboard moonsault. Oh, but the feet connected a little bit. That could be honestly a knockout blow there, ladies and gentlemen. That's already to that open cut of Nick Nemeth. Styles not playing around. Picks him up for a Styles clash. Styles clash into the pinfall. 2. No, 2.5. 2.5. The matchup continues. Just when you thought maybe the match was going to be over, Nick Nemeth stays in the matchup. Styles has been able to hit a couple big maneuvers, but Nemeth continues to fight. He's not been able to hit the zigzag, though. He's been able to hit other maneuvers. Maybe that zigzag is just something he's going to have to go and hit some other time. It's a nice neck breaker combination there, using the ropes to his advantage. Sometimes that's what you got to use. Use your ropes to your advantage sometimes. Styles, a little bit slower with these interactions, but it gets the job done there. You can feel Styles maybe on the precipice of winning this matchup, but again, Nemeth not backing down. So he tosses him off the ropes. Nemeth, back and forth we go here. Showing some speed and agility there. Can Nemeth get on top of the wrestling world, ladies and gentlemen? It's a big angle slam there from Nick Nemeth. Nemeth now tuning up the band from the Wanted Man. Super kick. Shoulders are down. 1, 2. No, 2.5. Not enough from the Wanted Man to put down Styles. Back and forth we go. Styles now locking him up into the corner now. Into it for arm strike, but he misses. And now Styles gets hit with a clothesline. And now going to hit him with an up and down maneuver. Down goes Styles. Key moment in this matchup from both men. Nemeth from the top rope district. What does the Wanted Man have in store here? Big flying crossbody. Turns Styles inside out. What else can these guys pull out of their repertoire? Both men highly successful superstars, but something has to give. Sometimes you gotta really pull out something out of your repertoire to put something away here. As a zigzag the second time works. Zigzag to Styles. 1, 2, no, 2.5. Matchup continues. Finally able to hit the zigzag. Took a little bit of time, but it still wasn't enough. Question at this point of the matchup, you're facing off with the phenomenal one. What else do you got to do to keep him down? You do say AJ Styles has lost this step, but it keeps him in this World Championship match. This is the main event of the evening. As Styles, pump up Styles clash, inbound, down goes Nemeth, and that gets ourselves a new World TNA Champion. No! Kicking out at the last second. And now, looking for that calf killer. But yep, you can clearly see that right foot was on the bottom rope. Now Styles not playing around any longer. Looking for a Styles clash once again. Down goes Nemeth. And now this time around, new world champion is AJ Styles. He has done it. He is on top of the TNA world once again. He is the TNA world champion. Congratulations to AJ Styles. On top of the world is AJ, and it seems like we're on a collision course between Styles and Gargano. And look who it is. Johnny wrestling the man that survived that NXT championship match. As it seems like something's going to build up between AJ Styles and Johnny Gargano. Can't wait to see on the next episode of NXT where these two will be heading. The NXT champion Johnny Gargano and the new TNA World Champion AJ Styles.